I'm DrFlux, and today we're looking at a really cool Cyberpunk SMG. This is built to look like something right out of the Cyberpunk game, and I think it turned out really good. This is modeled off of the Kang G58 Dian. In today's video, I'm going to talk about all the cool features in this smart blaster and kind of talk about how this project came about and get some chronograph numbers and also check out how accurate it is. So let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Obviously, we can see this is a Stryfe, and this is a body kit that has been put on here to look like the iconic blaster from Cyberpunk. There are a few custom pieces in here that I needed help with, and so I reached out to Flamingfoam, and he was able to basically tackle this project and kind of help work through it on the side so that I can, work on other projects. So I want to just say thank you to Flamingfoam, and if you haven't checked out his channel, I'll go ahead and put a link in the description. So what all did he do here? He kind of surprised me. He added this assembly right here, and what this is an OLED that actually talks to, I believe there's an Arduino in here that allows this thing to have select fire, which is amazing. On the side of the blaster, we have a switch that can be toggled between semi-auto, full auto, and burst. So this blaster is just so much fun to play with. It does shoot the traditional long darts, but that's fine. I have so much stuff that's, shooting short darts that it's kind of nice to go back and play with the long darts. I found that when you use this blaster with 3-round burst, it's perfectly fine because the long darts are not as accurate as maybe a short dart, but when you throw a 3 at something, you have a really good chance of tagging whatever you're shooting at. So let's go over the brains of this build. Essentially, we have like I said, an Arduino in here, and what's happening is there's an actual sensor in here that knows when this thing has a magazine in there. Currently, we have it set up for the Worker 22s because that's the primary magazine I like to use. But as you can see here, we do have a 18-round typical NERF mag, and I'm basically using this more as just to kind of show for a prop piece, because this is a little bit more in line with how the actual magazines look in the game. So that's why I'm using these. So when you eject the mag, it says mag dropped. When you put it in, it reloads and recounts up to 22, which is really cool. Very amazing feature. I was told that you can change this. There is no presets on this particular build, so there's no any toggle switches. So you actually have to jump into the Arduino and change that default mag number. So it can be kind of a chore, but in the end, I'm only going to be running, Worker 22s out of this thing. So it's all good. As you can see here, we have a huge hefty battery box on the side of this thing. and we then of course have this unit here. And then you're probably asking, why isn't all that stuff up here? And to answer that, we are looking at a different model which actually includes the OLED up here and then utilizes this big space as the battery box. If you're wondering what this is in the game, this is the smart, basically the brains of the smart gun. And what it does is when you fire shots, it causes the rounds to trace to the target that you first shot at. So it's kind of like basically like these are like antennas and stuff that talk to, I guess, the bullets in the game. Not sure, but that's what all this is. It's all fake right now, but in the future we're going to use it as a battery box. Let's talk about performance real quick. This is running off of a 3S LiPo, and I believe there are Krakens inside here, or Fangs, one of the two for 3S. And the wheels, I believe, are Containment Crew. To be honest, I can't remember, but I know the FPS is hitting around 130, kind of drops down to 110 or so, so kind of an average of 120. So not bad. I didn't want this thing to be really spicy. It is more of a cosplay piece. And to be honest, I don't know if I'm ever gonna run this in an actual, like, you know, HVZ or war or anything like that due to the nature of how this looks. I would need to put some more orange on the tip, and I think this thing would do really good in like in more of a LARPing type of event or just cosplay, to be honest. Accuracy wise, I took this up to 30 feet outside, and you can see it's got your standard Stryfe performance. So you're gonna be able to get pretty consistent tags at 50 feet, and anything closer than that is just, it's gonna completely devastate, because essentially this thing is acting like a modded out rapid strike at this point. Anyone who watches my channel will know that I'm a huge Cyberpunk fan. So when I saw this thing on Thingiverse, it was just one of those builds I knew I had to get done. And with all the other projects and everything going on, this thing kept getting put on a back burner. Until one day I was talking with Flamingfoam and I realized I could just commission him to do some work for me. So that's kind of what I did. And I'm so happy I did, because when I got this thing in the mail, it was just like, it was the coolest thing to just see something that I envisioned as a project being completed without me dedicating a ton of time, energy into it. And I know how much work went into this build, and I greatly thank Flamingfoam for doing it. And like I said before, please check out his channel. He builds truly amazing stuff, and I can't wait to see what other cool stuff he builds. So in conclusion, would I recommend doing this build? I think overall it's not too challenging if you just build it as a standard Stryfe. Once you start adding the select fire in here with, ammo counting and this OLED and all this Arduino and all that stuff, once you add all that, it gets pricey, and B, it gets a little bit confusing and complicated. So keep that in mind. But you can always do this build as just a semi-auto variant, and there is a ton of supporting hardware for the Stryfe as far as cages and wheels and everything to help with doing a mod on the Stryfe. And then just grabbing the Thingiverse files, printing this stuff out, and kind of putting it together, I think it'd be a solid build if you want to take it that route. I look forward to see what other developments Flamingfoam does for this platform, like when this is completed. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel, to Flamingfoam's channel, and should be really cool to see what else we come up with. Well, I'm DrFlux. I want to thank you for watching today's video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and as always, happy foam flinging.